Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I was going to do this as part of a video that I'm filming, but I'm going to do a separate book haul between The Works and Waterstones. Funnily enough, I have actually done a The Works and Waterstones haul before, but that was a long time ago. Basically, my car was having its MOT and service done yesterday. Ended up costing me the devil's number, not gonna lie, but it gave me a lot of time in High Cross, and of course the best way to waste time is in Waterstones. Now, I first saw The Works, went into The Works, bought the books that I've got from The Works. One of them I was like, that needs to come home with me immediately, because it has took months for The Works to have this book, so I was picking it up the second I could. I didn't go into Waterstones with a plan either. I was like, well, actually no, I did. I had a book that I was like, I want to buy this book, like I am looking for this book, and I did get it. But other than that, like I was planning on maybe buying like 2 books from Waterstones, and like, or potentially 3 if there was one like for buy one get one half price. That kind of didn't happen. I spent about £20 in The Works and about 30 in Waterstones. So yeah. So not book related, but I kind of want to show you a bag that I bought recently. It is this. I might have shown this in the video that I'm filming at the moment. Yes, it's from Abercrombie, but it was on sale for £19, and I was like, is this not beautiful? And this is what I used to transport my books. I'm going to show you a book that's an honourable mention. I bought this in January. I don't know whether I showed it in a video, but I also didn't really film in January. I've not really been filming much. I kind of want to get back into it, but maybe January was good as a break. But anyway, in January, from Sainsbury's, oh my god, I had 12 hours sleep because I'd basically been awake for like 36 at the point when I went to sleep. No, I hadn't. I'd been awake for like 29. I had been awake for about 30 hours at that point. Apart from an hour and 15 nap, I will say. But anyway, and that was yesterday. So I slept well, but my mind is still doing weird words. Anyway, I bought the Blood of Hercules, or Blood of Hercules, because there's no the word the in front of it. Yes, I'm aware this is spicy. For normal romances, spice is just too much. Like, too much spice is too much. Sometimes Chestnut Spring series, I feel like, has a little bit too much spice. Done and Dusted has less, and is like, there's still spice, but like, it feels like, I don't mind like a spice scene or 2, but sometimes the Chestnut Spring series feels like it's got a little bit too much. But anyway, I'm aware this is a spicy thing because I think it's like a wide choose, or like a threesome or something. Anyway, I think I paid £6 for this. £6 in my mind like feels like, I'm sure that's what I paid for it. So I was like, for a hardback, £6, I'm buying it. And I had seen it slightly about. I think I might have only seen like Emmy read it, which is what I mean by slightly about. But like, yeah. So this is gonna be an interesting journey. I will say I kind of need to stop buying books now. Although there is a book purchase at the end of the month that I'm like, I want to purchase this book. It's the Emily Henry, not the Big Beautiful Life one. It's a funny story paperback, but that will probably be in Tesco, so it'll only cost me £5.50. So yeah. But yeah, so I bought 7 books in total yesterday. I'm going to show you another honourable mention. It is from The Works, but it was like January, and it's the stenciled edge for Powerless. I will end up getting rid of my original copy of Powerless because I don't need 2. I just kind of wanted it so that it did technically match. But other than that, let's get into the books I bought yesterday. I think I'm going to start with The Works and then go on to Waterstones, just because that's the order that I bought them in. So the book that caught my eye and that I was like, absolutely, I need to buy this 100%. Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. This is Teddy and Gus. I've only read Done and Dusted, but the little bit I saw of Teddy and Gus, I was like, I need this book. Like, I 100% need this book. And £3.50. £3 freaking 50. I'm buying it. I don't care if I don't need new books. Like, I needed this book. This is I don't know the tropes. Gus is overworked. Teddy goes with the flow and so helps out and stuff happens. That was a book that I was like, yeah, had to come home with me. Although my nana is disappointed that I bought a book yesterday. I only told her about one. I technically told her about this one. I didn't tell her like the plot and everything. I just was like, I've been waiting, this book came out months ago and I've been waiting for the works to come to have this in. I was like, that's all that she needs to know. But I'm so glad, because then Wild and Wrangled comes out soon. I want to say between now and April. I can't remember what month though, but I know it comes out soon. Then I think this is the next book I picked up from The Works. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Have I finished the Love Light series? No, I've only read 2 of them. But I feel like this is going to end up being more my thing, hopefully. Don't get me wrong. The Love Light series is cute and everything, but it's still only like a 3.5 star series for me. I do want to read books 3 and 4. I do own them. But yeah. Also, this cover, stunning. Also, that's what made me buy it today. Like, I could have gone without it if it was just normal edges. Like, if it was just that, I could have potentially left it and just bought it in like Tesco or whatever, like later. But that, I needed that. So I'm not one where I will go exclusively looking for like sprayed edges. But if I can get, in one store I can get sprayed edges and then the other isn't, I'm going to go to the store with the sprayed edges. Like, if it's only going to cost me 50p, a pound more, I'm going to go for the sprayed edges. Because, like, why not? This is just so cute. Love it. Love it. Then this book, so I haven't read the first book in the series, but again for £3.50 I thought it was worth picking up, and that is Foxglove by Adeline Grace. This is the sequel to Belladonna. Is it a trilogy? I know there's 3 books out at the moment. I think it is a trilogy. The third one being Wisteria, which came out end of last year. This is book 2, and Belladonna was on my January TBR. I've then continued my TBR into February just because I'm working through the books that I'm in the middle of, rather than not series, just books that I'm currently reading that I just kind of, some would class as soft enough, but it's more I've just forgotten about them, so they're still on my like currently reading, so I'm like trying to get through them. But yeah, Foxglove for £3.50, because I know that The Works, you kind of don't have too long. Sometimes you do, like there are certain series where they're like still out, so like the Six of Crows duology and like the Wolves duology by that author, I can't think of their name, Leigh Bardugo. Is it Leigh Bardugo? No, I feel like it's not. No, it's not Leigh Bardugo. The Grishaverse kind of books. Is it Leigh Bardugo? I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, those are in there for a while, but then there are some books that aren't, and like Emily Henry's books are in there, and like the Chestnut Springs, but then a lot of books like interchange. So I wanted to pick up Foxglove whilst I could, and again £3.50. And then this book I saw in like the sale, like the clearance, whatever. I could have bought this in paperback for basically the same price, but I decided to buy it and that is 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown, and obviously her ghostwriter. But she's very vocal about that, so I'm like, I don't really care that she's done a ghostwriter, because I'm like, we all know like James Patterson, the other author, is the writer. He's just the one with the concept. She's obviously put with Kathleen McGill, like McGill. My favourite thing about hardbacks is seeing is there anything on the edge. This isn't, although the end pages are very beautiful. It's like this kind of peacock feathery type situation. But yeah, I am finding I don't mind a historical book, and I definitely do want to read this book. Did I need to buy it yesterday? No. These first three were like, I kind of knew I'd have wanted to buy them if I could get them cheaper, so I'm like not mad about them. This could have been a book that waited. But anyway, it's big text and 372 pages. Maybe I could do like a reading historical books. I don't know, like where there's like a historical setting. So I'm going to start with the book that I went in kind of hoping to find. And that's The Five by Hallie Rubenhold. This is about the victims of Jack the Ripper and the kind of more like their untold lives. So like obviously they're portrayed more as like sex workers like a lot of times, or like that kind of situation, but actually they're normal people. And I think Meg she enjoyed this book. Like I know I'm going to go into this with like historical stuff, and then it's going to be like factual, like it's true crime. I do want to go through like underlining stuff, because part of what led me to find this book is I started writing something where it's like a completely fictionalized, and like with like a weird like twist, but it involved like the victims, and so I was like, I wanted to make sure I got everything kind of factually correct. I didn't want to paint them in any light, so I haven't touched that manuscript. I've only done very few, like the basic concept is kind of there, and it's more of a like, what if in an alternate reality their deaths helped save the world later. It sounds really weird to say, and I know it's using real people, and that could potentially in the future, if I ever decide to actually continue working on it, that could, I'd have to make sure I toyed the lines. Like I want to do it where this like fictionalized character is like I want to make sure that these are represented as normal people there and whatnot, and it was just sadly because of this otherworldly stuff they had to die. I hope that makes sense, but I wanted to make sure I read it, and even if I don't continue with that manuscript, I still kind of want to read this book, and because I've definitely seen kind of about like the victims, like I did history both for GCSE, and obviously you do history before that, so I definitely think it'll be interesting either way, but I did find this because of that, the writer that's somewhere in me. Then I picked up the Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This was actually in my anticipated releases video. I think this one was as well, or it might have been. No, I don't think that was. I can't remember. I know that it was in so many people's. But this book, I loved the premise of it, and I was like, I kind of wish, like at the time, like at the start of the month, I was like, oh, I wish this was the book that I was getting for the like the subscription box that I've got from Fairy Loot. Turns out it's like the romance one. I've got the Romantasy, or it's like the adult box. I can't remember exactly, but I know that's in one of the other boxes, which I was quite sad about. But I knew that I wanted to buy this book, and like at some point, and I saw it and it had sprayed images. And I'm sorry, but look at that. Look at that. Like, that is just beautiful. Basically, in this kind of world, people can bargain with an immortal queen for qualities that will win them suitors. Our main character plans to use hers to uncover the truth about something about her sister's disappearance and the subsequent reappearance of the sister. And then there is a prince, which is a twist for this season. And then basically our main character has to marry this prince. Well, doesn't have to, but wants to, because it can save her family. And there's a dark plot. This kind of gives, like, this back kind of gives, like, Once Upon a Broken Heart. It's just beautiful. I liked the premise. There was a few where I'd seen, like, my anticipated releases. Although I went in looking for Crimson Moth, because I swear the paperback is already out. No, the paperback is already out, but I couldn't find it in there, which I found really weird. Then this final book, I was like, I don't really need it. I'd never been interested in reading the book beforehand. I only really watched the movie, but actually I don't really know how much, whether I watched the movie in like one sitting. But I've picked up The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This, I think, is the American version. With, again, sprayed edges, but it's like, it's floppy. I think I've seen Barnes and Noble sell this, and like the paper is different, so I think this is the American version, or it's the Scholastic version, so it might be that you can get it in both. Yeah, I've never been interested in reading it. It's less than 400 pages, like it's 374 pages, but I think I picked it up because it's the floppy book. You can get all of them. I did Google recommended reading order, because obviously you've got the prequel, and I saw a lot of people say that in order for the prequel to have the effect that it is supposed to have, you need to read them in order. So I picked up book one. So I'm kind of scared. I'm hoping I enjoy it because so this came out, like, this was first published in the UK in 2009. I was 7. So I was a bit too young to kind of get the Hunger Games hype and wasn't interested in reading it. I sort of, there was one scene where in English we studied it to describe the setting and whatnot, and that was Rue and that scene, which I am dreading reading. The text is big. That is the text, and that to me is on like bigger sides, and maybe if I read this I'd then have more of like a kind of want to watch the films, because I might have watched movie 1 and then, like, I'm sorry, but look at that. Oh, you weren't supposed to close on me as I'm trying to show them. Look at that. So yeah, I think if there was any time for me to pick up the book and read it, it would be in a floppy book edition. So those are the 7 books that I purchased yesterday. We won't say that too loud. Also, those weren't the only 2 books I purchased in January, but we won't talk about that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what books you have bought, whether you'll purchase this, whether you've read it. You know, this will probably go up before any video I've got in the works, because I want to get something out, and I feel like I just need to get something out. I think in some ways I'm most excited for this. Like, I don't really remember too much about what was taught in history itself. Also, it does have this like middle page with like photos. If anyone's felt this book, this front has like a proper matte texture, like, and I love it. It almost feels like it's thicker newspaper, which I think is a really cool thing. You know, the paper does feel different in this book. I'm like, am I imagining it? But no, it is different. But yeah, I think again, if I'm going to purchase the Hunger Games now, it's going to be in. Could I do a video of just reading the Hunger Games, where it might just start with this book and then potentially, if I like it, I end up buying the other books? I don't know, but I know that I can buy all 5 in this kind of version, which excites me, because I wouldn't have bought them in like a special edition hardback. No. Also, because then I'd have had to buy them in that version again. I kind of zoned out for a moment then. Oh well. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Never won't put that out. Bye guys.